Mousesports, so obviously the fact that SK are putting the priority onto it when it's a hero that they haven't really prioritized themselves shows that it's specifically because they're up against Mousesports.
Mousesports are going to take Cath here, I believe, and enforce a Batiste ban from the side of SK, and then they'll probably ban Lyra and not give Lyra Vox over. So let's see if they're going to prioritize a Lyra or Cath. But I think in this situation, Cath is probably better. Oh, they're going to actually go for Lyra. So that means they will probably ban away the Cath, I believe. Unless they want to give that over to SK, which is a dangerous combination to give if Batiste and Cath are still open, and they're not going to decide to pick up Batiste here.
Yeah, we'll see where they go with this one. It is going to be the Catherine ban in the end. Now SK have to decide what they want to deny from Mousesports, and it is going to be that Batiste. It's been, in second round of bans, the Batiste has been coming through a lot more often because on B side, as a second pick, Batiste can be so strong.
Yeah, with Lyra, normally Kestrel is a good pick here. They have played Kestrel Samuel with great success here. It's a very meta composition, so I see a Kestrel pick potentially coming out. Or if they want to deny Samuel on the side of SK, they'll probably first pick that Samuel. But let's see. But I think Mousesports will probably end up with the Kestrel Samuel, and then SK will go with a Scarf since Tires plays Scarf really, really well, and then they may wrap that up with either Arden, because they like Arden. SK actually likes Arden, I believe, over Lance. Oh, they actually go with Glaive here. Wow. Changing things up here a little bit.
Yeah, aggressive composition, or aggressive character at least coming out from Mousesports there. Glaive can obviously make plays,
Fortress.
but I mean, we mentioned aggression.
Composition.
Fortress definitely fits the bill.
Now we'll see what they're going to pair with the Fortress.
Koshka?
If it's going to be the Captain or the Jungler, you expect Captain. And Koshka comes out very frequently with it. But,
Samuel, Koshka maybe?
We'll have to wait and
Cruel?
see.
They could go Cruel.
There's a lot of options. That's one of the nice things about a Fortress is you can basically take any aggressive jungler with the Fortress, and it's a good pairing.
I mean, this could be the dog walker comp that we've seen coming on through. Vox stood there with his headphones, with his pet Fortress and his pet Koshka, taking him for a cruise through the jungle.
If they do pick Cruel or Koshka, Mousesports has Samuel or Petal to pick into that. So they're going to pick Samuel here, which denies it from Mousesports, which is pretty smart, actually. So now, into this composition, Scarf would make the most sense because Scarf is actually good against Fortress. The Spitfire, the Goop, and the Dragon's Breath can easily take out the Wolves when he does the attack of the pack. So let's see if Mousesports will go with that Scarf pick here. Other picks they may go with, potentially a CP Blackfeather with a Weapon Power Glaive to dive one person and just delete them like the Vox or the Samuel. They could try that, but I think they probably played a safe route in knowing EU, go with the Scarf here.
They could also go for a Kestrel with I'm the Doom.
CP Kestrel, but against
Kestrel
Fortress,
with a weapon. It's
still
still I'm the Doom. It's a risk, but it's I'm the Doom with a CP Kestrel. But they are going to stick with the Scarf and go for that very strong European pick.
He's just too cute. Why would you not pick him?
I mean, it's a strong play. It's a strong play, especially after the dog walking comp has been taken off the board. You've got to get something cute into the mix. But looking at these compositions then, how are we feeling this game's going to play out? Because we've got some serious aggression on both sides here.
Yeah, a lot of hard engage with the Fortress, Samuel. Samuel, when he hits that level 2 alongside the Fortress, they're going to be looking to engage. And I feel like if they can win the jungle, if they can put pressure on the Scarf, we say this almost every time a Scarf is picked. It's very rare that teams actually make it happen, but this is a composition that can completely bully Scarf out of the jungle early.
Other side of the table, though, Glaive can be an aggressive playmaker too.
Yeah, with the Scarf Goop is an amazing combo, and if Scarf gets late game, they win because they have nothing to cancel the Scarf ultimate except for Samuel's Oblivion Sleep, which is easy to block. So late game, Mouse will win. Early mid game, SK needs a snowball.
All right. Well, we've seen SK snowball in the past. We'll see if they can do it here. This game means so much in terms of the seeding. Both teams fighting for the opportunity of first or second seed. Let us know who you're supporting. Hashtag Vainglory as ever on Twitter. Get in touch and let us know. But it's time to jump into our second semi-final here in the European Vainglory. Let's find out who is stronger, Mousesports or SK Gaming.
Our second semifinals of the day for European Vainglory. This is going to be real fun to nominate SK Gaming up against Mousesports, two high firepower teams. And ladies and gentlemen, we are loaded into the house here on full to nominate. How are you liking these drafts?
I want to touch base on something Tasty Bacon said on the desk earlier. Scarf has a pretty abysmally high win rate past the 18-minute mark, and you know, Scarf in general pretty decent into Fortress. We look at a lot of skill shot based heroes. The attack of the pack can block a lot of that out. That's not true with Scarf. Scarf's Spitfire will pass through those wolves. A goop can be dropped, can really slow the engagement potential out of SK. But Cavalifar is on this Vox, and we know what a threat this hero can be in the late game as well. So this game's going to come down to really a lot of positioning from Cavalifar and Apfel's ability to put Cavalifar in a dangerous position. That's really everything about this game here. And looking at the G2 games last game, G2 shutting out Fnatic is a huge opportunity for SK. That's obviously going to leave Fnatic now at 30 points. They do have an opportunity in the third place matchup to pick up points. But if SK wins this, we very well could see SK taking that #1 seed away here in the final week of the Vainglory 8.
Wow. It'd be pretty impressive to see them come through here in the final week and to secure that #1 spot. I think a lot of people out there, fans, just players from other regions watching, they would say, SK debatably the #1 team. I heard a lot of people saying it, so I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them reach that #1 spot. Fnatic have been looking good, though. Down in the jungle, I'm the Doom just taking his standard rotations. We've had Justman hanging out in the lane quite a bit here, helping Apfel out, bullying Cavalifar just a little bit, doing a good job. I'm the Doom reading Raph's rotation, the afterburn. The Spitfire did connect right before that. A couple attacks coming out of Justman. Raph forced to use his boots to get himself out of danger there. And there's nothing Cavalifar can really do. He's forced to sit here and farm.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty decent advantage that the Lyra and the Glaive specifically have over the Vox here. Obviously, the Glaive going to have that Book of Eulogies, will have his own sustain, as well as Lyra here with the Imperial Sigil will really be able to minimize a lot of the incoming damage from those Resonance bounces that Vox normally can poke out another laner with. As far as the jungle, we do have a slight lead over on the side of Tyra's, so SK really going to appreciate that lead as this game goes on. Again, Samuel really good into Lyra just because the amount of poke that Samuel can put out can force Lyra back very, very early on in a fight.
I love skill shot heroes against the Lyra as well, because when the sigil goes down, your whole opponent's team, well, they just want to clump up and get healed, right? So you're like, boom, I'm just going to throw damage right at that bullseye. Usually works out pretty good. Spitfire connects from I'm the Doom, stealing the Elder Treant away from Tyrus. Tyrus not going to be happy about that one.
Definitely not, and Apfel has been doing a really good job of forcing the wave under the turret of SK. Cavalifar has missed out on quite a large amount of minions here in the lane. Almost 4 minutes in, just sitting at 26 CS. Definitely going to delay Vox coming online quite a substantial amount. One thing I do want to point out is SK has really come a long way from week #1. Coming into week #1, we didn't see a very good performance. Even in week 2, we didn't see a whole lot out of them. So this pickup of Raph has been absolutely huge for this team, and I think he really just synergizes well, but it looks like we might have a fight out here in the jungle.
Tyrus, you're in a bad place, my man. This is Apfel's Glaive. Get Afterburned back. Tyrus is down. First blood for Mouse. They chase, looking for more. Cavalifar eating some good damage. The Spitfire damage coming through. Apfel, he's going to use boots, looking for a target. Turns onto Raph. And they're going to go ahead and get off. They've had enough turret shots here. They're onto the turret now. They're like, all right, turret, you want to protect these guys? We'll take you down. The Spitfire, the goop has been ignited. Raph trying to do work. Cavalifar, he's forced out. He's too low. I mean, he's going to be missing farm here in the lane, but the Drifting Dark from Tyrus, he's into the lane. He's forced out of the Drifting Dark. The goop is beautiful. Beautiful goop coming out here. And Justman even throwing a bright bulwark down. Mouse really making the plays here early on.
Yeah, and again, Scarf is one of those heroes that we just know Europe for. There's so many fantastic Scarfs here. I'm the Doom making a huge performance so far. And man,
Afterburn.
going in on Cavalifar.
Cavalifar getting lit up. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. How about some Twisted Stroke to finish that one off?
Yep, and Mouse actually going to take this opportunity to back off of the turret a bit here as Raph does come back into the lane.
Healed up by the Sigil. He's in there. They want the turret. They're going to get it. Oblivion. Oh, he gets the Afterburn. He's out of there. And he knocks Tyrus back just for the bad manners. It's not bad manners. Apfel just making the plays right now. Apfel in the zone.
Yeah, doing really, really well. And now as Kvalifar comes back into the lane with Poison Shiv, this is kind of the first spike here for Vox. Obviously gaining a lot of attack speed, able to get a lot more of those residences out. But man, Tyra's taking a lot of damage here.
Yo, Scarf's pretty good to nominate. Oh, that Spitfire. Trailing Tyrus as he drops into the jungle. SK feeling the heat coming out of this Ice Dragon right now. It doesn't make sense, but you get it.
We talked about the Scarf getting past 18 minutes really just ramps up his win rate, and I'm the Doom coming in here so early on with the Scarf, making a huge presence both in the lane and in the jungle, playing it so well. 2,100 gold in his pocket, very likely going to pick up a Frostburn as his first rotation down to the shop, but should be able to get a big chunk of additional crystal power as well while he's here. Yep, there it is, another heavy prism. So this Scarf coming online very, very early. Gonna make that Frostburn is gonna make life pretty difficult for Raph in particular, who's gonna be on the front line of this team.
Oh yeah, and Apfel's gonna love a target slowed up so he can just sit on that target, critting, you know, maybe not sit, you attack, you move forward, you attack, you move forward. I'm the Doom continues to throw Spitfire after Spitfire towards SK. Right now it's run SKG, but not the right direction.
Yeah, SK definitely playing a little bit on the back foot here. Use of minion candy to just try to stall the wave a little bit, I think is pretty smart to keep the Scarf and the Glaive back. Again, as this game goes on, I'm the Doom is really going to start to excel, but I think we need to focus on just the lane builds here. Kvalifar at 57 farm, 58 farm to the 73 of Apfel. Apfel already has the Sorrow Blade and the Poison Shiv complete, and Kvalifar absolutely nowhere near the gold required to catch up. Yeah, I mean, he's still about 1,000 gold behind Apfel here in the lane, and here Mouse is, Scarf in the lane, ready to go, looking to potentially push this turret in. And Kvalifar recalling here could be a lot of damage going down on this turret. I think if you're I'm the Doom, you just focus down on this turret, and there it is right there.
Right there, 385 damage on that Spitfire. He drank his infusion. The potion has been taken. The level 8 infusion is very strong. Drifting Dark as SK look to apply damage. Matt Apfel taking pretty good damage, but Raph stands his ground. They look to turn around. Oblivion, actually, it's not going to connect. The Dragon's Breath starting to burn. I'm the Doom trying to connect, but they've taken the Dragon down. Now Tyrus needs to get out of here. Apfel's very low. He'll take the Arcane Passage, and a very nice reposition there. You know, obviously it came out for the fight, but it helped him out at the end.
Yeah, and Apfel making it out with just a sliver of health there. Should be able to heal up off of this wave, as well as the Imperial Sigil coming out of Lyra in a second will, you know, be a little bit more burst for him if SK comes out and tries to get some damage down. It is just going to be Apfel and Justman rotating down. They've been looking so good in these fights, but you know, again, we start to see this Vox and Samuel really able to do a lot of damage to Apfel on the front line, and actually they were able to find I'm the Doom, so definitely some life still being shown by this SK roster. They just got to play it careful because Scarf getting really close to that point.
Careful, I think it's a good word.
Definitely getting close to that broken myth point, and that's obviously such a huge spike for a Scarf, especially since again Raph has been getting hit by a lot of these Spitfires. I'm feeling already like this is Mouse's game to win. They've taken advantage here early with Scarf, 4,000 gold under 10 minutes, and now they're looking to take this gold mine.
And it's actually gonna go to Tyrus. He steals at the splash damage. Now the truth of the tooth is out. The chase is on. The wolves trying to hunt Mouse down. SK look like they don't want any of that business. They're not going to get into Mouse's jungle just yet, but they're happy to take the gold miner away.
Yeah, it's got to feel good to get that objective, especially when you're behind on gold a bit. And man, what a great steal out of Tyrez there. Those Empowered Malice and Verdicts coming out really do a lot of damage, especially splashing onto Apfel there, dropped him dangerously low. They weren't able to find the kill, but now they're looking to put some pressure here in the lane. Minion candy is used.
I don't like the straight drifting dark from Tyrus there. It put him in threat too quickly and he's forced to back out of it. Mouse able to defend a little bit easier than they should have been able to in this situation. I'm the Doom sits on the back lane, continuously throwing the Spitfires. Justman takes that middle position between Glaive and Scarf, ready to control an area with his Bright Bulwark, and of course Apfel ready to pull the trigger and find damage at any point. Apfel, now in his pocket, Denominate, has a weapon and infusion. Also, one thing I wanted to point out, he went for Tension Bow, his third item. A lot of times, you mentioned we see Glaive tank up a bit. He's going offense.
Well, with the way they've been winning the fights, it makes a lot of sense. If he gets in onto either Tyros or Cavalifar, he's going to have a huge burst of damage, as well as be able to reposition them in front of Raph. Is kind of the key on how the Scarf and Glaive work together. You can get to that back line, put one of the carries in a position that Scarf can then follow up with a Spitfire and a Goop. And we see how much those Spitfires do to Cavalifar. But now, Tyros coming in with a very aggressive Drifting Dark.
Ooh, I'm the Doom getting folks in. Oh, the Mouse, the verdict from downtown Tyrus, taking I'm the Doom down. Not happy about I'm the Doom landing those Spitfires before. What a connection on that Malice and Verdict combo. Now, Justman moves in with the Atlas Pulsar on 3. Has he put himself in danger? Yes, the Arcane Passage back. Apfel playing very defensively, trying to defend the turret. But there is no defense to be had here today as SK take the turret. In the last few minutes from SK, they've really turned up their aggression and also just played so well on these skill shots coming out.
Yeah, Tyros had a great Drifting Dark in that last fight. It was right along the bottom of the line, and particularly Apfel and Justman were playing very high in the lane, so that allowed him to engage very aggressively on I'm the Doom. There was no body blocking coming out of either Justman or Apfel, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, Empowered Malice and Verdicts drop down that dragon and lead to the first turret going on over to SK. We still have a gold lead for Mouse, but obviously getting that first turret down, as well as that beautiful steal from Tyrez on the gold miner, definitely narrowing that 5,000 gold lead. You know, we're only sitting about 1,000 now, so definitely a very, very close game, and you touched on it at the beginning. These teams are very, very even, and this game is getting exciting very, very quickly here.
I think Tyrus got a taste of that player of the week goodness, and he's trying to get it again with these plays right here. Tyrus, the Malice and Verdict, threatening Mouse, forcing them to reposition through the bottom side of the gold miner, but SK are already there. We're here, we're there. We've blocked all of your exits. There's nowhere to go except for backwards, Mouse. SK very threatening in their movements at this point. The Drifting Dark, the Malice and Verdict. You see big damage coming out onto Justman. Justman having a hard time frontlining for his team right now, and I'm the Doom while he's on the backside, still being hit by these Malice and Verdicts. Tyrus just threading the needle through here continuously. And Apfel, it's not like Apfel wants to soak him for his team. Yeah, he's pretty durable. They go in. Arcane Passage. They go right through, but they don't have the Glaive on target. Now the Afterburn. Now the crits. Now Cavalifar melts. I'm the Doom comes through with the icy hotness. Dragon's Breath. They'll take down the Dog Fortress. Rest in peace, good sir. And Tyrus on the run. Another Afterburn. Another triple kill on the season for Apfel. Mouse are back.
Mouse are back in this, and they're going to look to start up the gold mine, as well as Apfel making sure that the lane is going to be pushing onto the enemy's side of the lane, as well as going to make a huge rotation down here to deny a lot of farm for Tyrus, who does now have that Broken Myth complete and is very close to getting that Eve of Harvest, which is a really big spike for Samuel's endurance in a fight. These fights are so back and forth. We've seen some better disengages out of Mouse, but Cavalifar now has this breaking point complete, as well as a level 10 infusion, so as long as he doesn't get caught out again, we could see a pretty substantial fight for SK here, and they're going
to
in.
Jump on Apfel. Very quickly, Apfel turns to dish the damage out, but breaking point starting to stack up, right? Borg, he's doing his best. Justman doing his best right now to keep SK at bay, but Cavalifar, he just follows in with the Sonic Zoom. Looks like an attack of the pack. They've turned it around. They're using boots. They're chasing Justman down. The wait for it's going to silence him out, but Apfel's in. He's taking Cavalifar low. Raph dropping low as well, but the Dragon's Breath's going to come through. Raph's down. It looks like they're going to lose Tyrus. Well, no, Tyrus is still alive. The Frostburn keeping Doom from connecting on the Spitfire. 1-for-1 trade, and it looks like the two remaining members of Mouse and SK from each team should be able to get out of this one.
And that's realistically not a bad trade for SK. They did lose out on Raph, but they were able to get Apfel, and Apfel was 5-0. So that is a bit of a little bit of burst gold back in the pockets of SK. Anytime you trade out a laner that, you know, has a bounty on his head for your captain, it's pretty worth, in my opinion. So again, Cavalifar able to do a lot of damage and dancing around just on the edge of life in that fight was absolutely huge. So SK, you know, again, they have a composition that can, if they find the right fights, you know, really take over this game. And Tyra's on Samuel has been so good with those drifting darks and the malice and verdicts. This guy came into this season, you know, not really being a player we expected a whole lot from, and has really just brought a lot of life to this roster, and has become one of my favorite European players, if I might go ahead and throw that out there.
I mean, you threw it out there. It's in the wind now for memers to do what they will. Mouse in a good position. Flares come out from SK. I don't know if it caught Mouse walking through that brush, but either way, SK dropping down towards the shop. A whole bunch of flares coming out from Raph. He's also stacking minion candies up in his inventory as well. I've noticed they've been using it through this game quite a bit. Do you like this?
I think it helps keep the wave pushed. If the wave is on the enemy side, it is a little bit more difficult for Glaive to farm. It gives Tyraz a lot of opportunity to get a good Drifting Dark forward down. He can start it far enough back that he's really safe throughout the whole Drifting Dark. And that's what's going to allow them to apply the pressure. But we might have a fight breaking out here.
Oh, we got a fight. It's broken out, Denominate. Spitfire's going to come out of I Am the Doom. Connecting on Tyrus, 376 damage there. Tyrus just firing off Malice and Verdicts right back towards Mouse. You want to come at us? Come at us. Let's go. Arcane Passage from Justman could be pulled here if they want to get right on top of Kvolifar and Tyrus and try to burst them down with Apfel. Crystal Infusion is going to come out of Justman. What's the play here? After we're back, there's your Arcane Passage. This fight's getting messy, but Tyrus melting down Dragon's Breath. We'll be able to clean this up. Justman dropping low. Apfel as well. Apfel's got the double kill. They're going to be coming through. Does he get the triple? No. Justman steals it away from him. Mr. Take Yo triple kill away from you right there. And Apfel heads to the lane while his team captures up the Kraken.
Yeah, and this is very likely going to be a free turret going on over to Apfel. It's already very, very low. As well as he might rotate down through the jungle if he doesn't stick around for this whole turret. With the ace wave there, I would like to see him drop it down low and then back out.
It sounds like R&B lyrics.
Well, he's not gonna have time to clear out the jungle now. Would have given him some additional gold. He could have finished off a little bit more with that extra burst of gold. He'll very likely get the tier 3 armor and another infusion here. He does go with the Atlas Pauldron and reduce the infusion. So there we go. But, you know, if he would have got the farm though, I mean, looking at the build, he could have gone with the journey boots and he could have had a lot more
on the
engage
bottom
potential.
side. Nominee. Apfel's looking for the target. He found Kvolifar, knocked him back. Vainglory down. The Dragon's Breath again. I'm the Doom, burning SK down, taking away SK's hopes of gaining more points on this very important day. Mouse looking to close this one out. It's Tyrus against all of Mousesports. Tyrus, what can you do? You need your Drifting Dark. There it is. It's up at Apfel. I'm the Doom, just chonking through. There are no turrets remaining, and this is just a desperation attempt from Tyrus. Arcane Passage from Justman. He'll give him the love. And this is Mouse taking game one. It was back and forth, but I really like the way they closed out.
They did a good job against Scarf as the game goes on, gets more and more deadly. One thing we got to point out is how important these games are for SK. If SK drops here, they have to at least pick up 1 point to tie up with Fnatic. And if they drop down to the third place match, they have to beat Fnatic then if they want that #1 seed. So that's really just the importance of this game for SK.